just bought Rust in the recent sale, this is a basic guide of how to set up and get started on Rust. So to start off with, everyone on Rust has a rock and a torch. With this rock, you have to find trees to hit. These are trees. To gather wood, you'll have to go up to the trees and hit them. They come in many different shapes and sizes, but for per hit with a rock, you get 10 wood. And with wood, you can then craft tools, which to get into your inventory, you press tab, go up to crafting with your mouse, go down to tools, and then over to a hatchet, which you will need 200 wood and 100 stones. This is a rock. You collect stones from it and other materials like metal ore, HQM, which can be used for crafting guns in the later game. So keep on moving. If you keep moving from left to right, this means anyone coming up behind you to kill you won't have an easy shot, and you will more likely get alerted from when they are behind you. This is a tree. You would need to gather wood to craft a hatchet. With this hatchet, you can chop down trees and gather wood at a lot faster rate. At the current rate with a rock, it is 10 per hit, and again with the rock, the stone that you harvested before, you can move left to right. This will become a habit, and a very good habit at that. This will help you survive through many Rust servers and keep you alive. Barrels. These have lower tier loot, also known as components. These help you to craft much more deadly items or better items, better loot. You will need to gather up these at a later stage in the game, after you have crafted yourself a chest and got yourself a base up and running. The larger chests, which you press E to get into, have more expensive and rarer components that they can be used to craft lower tier guns. This is a hemp plant. Collect it to get 10 cloth and 1 hemp seed. You can then later on place that seed to grow your own little farm. Cloth is used to craft such things as clothing and other medical items. To start off to build, it's heavily recommended you build out of the way. This means not near any big clan bases or rad towns or anything that will attract attention. A good way to start off is to have small stashes. These are made by cloth, and you can hide them in the ground, like so. This will help keep your loot hidden and make sure, after being raided by a much more experienced clan, this could be with a flamethrower, that you'll still keep some loot. The first line of defense is a wooden door with a key lock on. To make sure the key is actually locked, you're going to have to hold E on it and create key. Once you've created a key, it will go red like so. This means the key in your inventory is the way to unlock your base. You then can create another key using the lock and then have a spare key. This spare key can be placed in the stashes that are outside. These can be placed in the stashes outside and hidden back down. This is to ensure if you die or lose your key, you can always get back into your base. Building. This is essential to making sure that you'll survive the night. To build, you'll need a building plan and wood. This, along with when you select the building plan, you hold right click, go to foundation. This is a square foundation for simple foundations. Triangle foundation, which is triangle foundation. These two are essential to starting off building the house. Then you have foundation steps, which is used if you have a little jump to your base. You simply place down steps and you no longer need to jump. Then we move on to walls. every house needs some walls. Place these almost everywhere around your base, but not the way in. For this, you need a doorway. This allows you to place a door later on, but first you're going to need to place down a tool cupboard. This is crafted with 1,000 wood. After you get the tool cupboard, place it down anywhere in the base, but it is suggested out of the way, out of mind, in a corner somewhere. You need to authorize on the building cupboard to be then able to continue on building and upgrading. You need to upgrade as twig is the weakest of them all, and anyone can just simply shoot through twig. So, you've just been brutally murdered and your house is a mess. This is why you need to upgrade. So, replace everything. Go in your doorway. Grab your hammer. This is crafted with 100 wood and will normally be in the quick craft when you have wood. Hold right click and then go from wood. You can upgrade to wood, which is a bit better, or stone. I suggest stone, as it is very strong against almost everything. So once you've upgraded everything to stone, to stone, your next challenge will be a door. So, you craft yourself a wooden door and a lock. First, you're going to have to place your door in the doorway. Grab your lock, place it on the door. As I said before, you have to hold E, create key. Once you do that, it goes red. This means the door is locked, and without the key, you cannot open or close it. But with the key, you can open and close at will. So craft another key, hold E, and create key. Notice it costs 25 wood per key. So, to keep your key safe, use little stashes outside. And to reveal stash, just simply stand on it. Press E to get inside, place the key. These are all the animals. Horse, good for meat, leather, cloth, and also animal fat. Same with the deer. Boar, very good for animal fat and leather. Chicken is when you're very desperate and you've got no food left. Wolf is hostile and will try to kill you, but not as much as the bear. The bear is tanky, and unless you know how to take it out, or you've got a gun, there's not much chance of killing it with just bows and spears. However, with them being very hard to kill, they also give off a lot of animal fat, cloth, leather, and bear meat. Wolves give off wolf meat, chicken gives off chicken, boar gives off pork, deers gives off chicken, horses gives off chicken in terms of meat and how to eat it. First off, after you kill them and harvest them with a hatchet, you will then take that meat, craft a campfire. To cook the meat, you will need to place the campfire you just crafted, open it up, put in chicken with any extra wood, turn the campfire on, and wait. Once the chicken is done, you will know if you go into the campfire, open it up, it looks like this and says cooked chicken. Take it out the campfire before it burns, click on it and eat it. You can also drag it to your hotbar and then press the key to eat it. This will then fill your food and water. Not as much as your water, but as you will need to go over to a lake, well, a river, anywhere with a clean source of water. Crouch, pressing control, and then find the right spot to where you can drink out of. This will fill up your water, and you can have a maximum water of 250. This is essential to survive and be able to sprint, as if you live in the desert, you will run out of water very quickly and dehydrate. There are also pumpkins that spawn around the map. You can pick them up by pressing E, and same as the chicken, you can eat it. This will then give you seeds which you can then plant to be able to then grow very slowly your own farm. Just like the hemp plant, where you get 10 cloth and the seed to plant. Along with pumpkins, there is also corn, which does the same thing, but gives you off more seeds to plant. So now, you're back on base with food and enough animal fat to craft a furnace. Once you've crafted a furnace, you can open up the furnace and place in wood and any materials you have gathered via hitting stones. A simple stacking method to make sure you get everything efficiently smelted is to have 1,000 wood, 200 metal ore in 3 slots and 2 slots empty. This is so when you turn on the furnace, you get charcoal, which is used in later game to craft gunpowder, and you get metal fragments, which then you can use to craft a sheet metal door. Once your furnace has smelted enough materials to craft a sheet metal door and a cord lock, you will need wood for the door and just metal fragments for the cord lock. Hold E, unlock with the key, hold E again, remove lock, press E to open the door, then hold E and pick up the door. You can then discard the key and the lock, as you will no longer be needing them. Place the metal door on the doorway, get the cord lock in hand and press on the door. Then hold E, type in a code. Please do not use 1, 2, 3, 4, as many people do use that code. Use a code that is random and no one will guess. So 7, 5, 8, 2. That's a random code, no one will guess it. So this means anyone who even finds your stash outside, steals your key, and then tries to open your door will not be able to, as it is code locked. This means they will have to input the password and get it correct. So, to keep your base safe, make sure you tell no one the code password. Make sure it is never white and always red. This will ensure that your base is secure. Another key thing is to close the door. Never leave it open, as if your tool cupboard is exposed, someone can run into your base, kill you, and steal the tool. Another key tip is to when you are putting in your code, and then you have a friend that is not on your Steam list or you cannot message, never say the code in game. If you say the code in game by holding V and saying the code is 1234, this means anyone camping your base can then run up to your door, input the code, and they now own your base. Always make sure you build too high. This means 2 high walls, as people in groups of 2 or more can then jump on each other's head to boost into the base. This means any loot that they have inside, and if your TC is exposed, your tool cupboard, they can grief or take all your loot and get out without using any C4 or any effort. A good habit to get into is after building too high, you then block off your TC, upgrade everything around it to stone or iron, which is sheet metal. Make sure the wall is facing the right way around, so it doesn't look smooth like that. It looks rough. As with stone, people can pickaxe through a wall. With your TC, you want all the rough faces of the wall facing out to stop pickaxing. After you've built up too high and upgraded it all to stone, I would suggest putting something called an airlock on. This means having another doorway, a wall, and a roof on. All upgraded. After you have upgraded your airlock, you can then use the door you crafted before, or another sheet metal door, and put on the door with a code lock. If you are solo and not planning on anyone joining you, you can then type in another random code, making sure no one knows it. But if you are building with a friend, message them the code, or make sure they know the code without speaking in game. Tool cupboards. This is crafted with 1,000 wood. It sets a radius for people who are trying to build. This means you are building blocks with a set amount of in a set amount of space. If you look how far I am building blocks, all the way over here. This means I cannot place anything, and I cannot use my hammer to repair or grid. But once I have authorized myself on the tool cupboard, I can build and I can upgrade. This is what protects your base the most. This means radius will have to go through everything, all the ground floor and all your walls, instead of just building their way up to the roof and to your loot. With tool cupboards, you want to try and keep them in the centre of the base. This is to make sure that they cannot build raid towers, which is used in raiding and will be explained in a later period, and to make sure that you cannot be griefed with people putting traps and walls outside your front door. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for another Rust guide for Steam sale scrubs. Yeah.